Hello teachers, and here we are at Give Me 5 Book 2, Unit 5. This is our MiniTUT series with Lesson 1 being our vocabulary. So let's take a look at the pages to contextualize what we're doing in this particular lesson. Alright, so here we are with our vocabulary at the bottom, and as you can see it's a lot of verbs. In fact, what we're doing is verb phrases and how these verbs fit inside a certain sentence pattern, grammar point, grammar pattern, okay, however you want to describe it. Now, this is the key point. It's a lot of fun to have action games. Drink, wave, smile, eat. All right, boys and girls, stand up. Drink. All right, boys and girls, eat. All right, fine, smile. I can smile. I can wave. Can you smile? Can you wave? It's a lot of fun, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do any TPR. However, this is not the focus of the lesson. Have a few fun little TPR games, but the fact of the matter is you are focused on phrasal verbs, okay, or verb phrases. You need to help students understand how does the verb sit inside a sentence structure, okay? And so we're trying to prepare our students to be able to substitute these phrasal verbs into a structure. And as a result, this is where the focus of your lesson is. Alright, so let me take a look and see how I would be doing it. Okay, I'd throw that up on the chalkboard. I'd say, alright, boys and girls, Frozen Lake, haha, it's very cool. Now don't forget, this is Book 2, Unit 5, so our kids have got a bit of general knowledge of English. They're not understanding everything, but they certainly would appreciate you helping them understand what's going on at the frozen lake. Now I'm going to ask my students, I'm going to say, hey boys and girls, I'm going to write a whole bunch of verbs on the board. Now they're going to hear the key word. They're going to hear, verb, okay. Now the students, maybe through a bit of TPR, understand what the verbs are, what verbs mean, and the point is that, all right, boys and girls, I want verbs that have an E ending. And so they're going to think, oh my goodness me, verbs with an E ending. Teacher, let me think of a word. Cook. No, cook is not an E ending. Oh, teacher. Skateboard. Skate, teacher, skate. Yes, very good. We've got skate. All right, give me more verbs with an E ending. And then, of course, as your students are putting up their hand, raising their hands, give them their points. Say, yes, good job. Here's good job. Here's another point. Okay, give them their points. Otherwise, they're not going to be interested in this activity. All right, good job. So it's make, it's skate, it's wave, boom. And then, of course, you've got a whole bunch of verbs on the board. All right, boys and girls, here's the next challenge. Here's another verb. This one is drink. Give me some verbs with no E ending. And say, oh, teacher, me, it's cooking. No, not cooking. I don't want ing. You can have cook. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, teacher. Okay, then give them a point if they are correct. Don't just throw it away. All right? And then if the student says cook, that's fine, but it might not be the target verbs for this particular lesson. So I'll give them the point, but I'm not going to write it on the board. All right, good job. Cook is correct, but give me some more. All right, teacher, eat. Yes, good job. Eat. And then I'll write that on the board. Look, play, listen, etc. Boom, now I've got all my verbs. I've got enough. I've got 5 verbs with no E ending. Now I'm going to ask my students, I'm going to say to them, all right, boys and girls, can you please give me some verbs that are very, very short? And they're going to go, huh? What do you mean a short verb? All right, run. Ah, teacher, I know. Teacher, run. Cut. Yes, good job. Cut. Chop. Yes, chop. Hop, swim, etc. Now, what do you guys notice straight away? I've elicited a whole bunch of verbs, and I'm very satisfied with the verbs that my students at this level have volunteered to give me. But the important part is I have set up my board to help my students understand the rules. So now I'm going to say to my students, all right, boys and girls, if I want to say a sentence and I want to say, I am, can I say I am drink? And of course, by this level, I'm pretty sure my students are going to say, no, teacher, it's I am drinking. Yes, boys and girls, it's I am drinking. And so it'll be easy enough. You don't have to spend too much time on it. Maybe you can ask students one by one, up to you. Maybe you can say, all right, Bob, what is this one? And then Bob says, teacher, it's eating. Good job, Bob, +1. All right, Sally, stand up. What is looking? Teacher, it's looking. Ella, okay, good job, Sally. All right, Mia, what is this one? Playing. Okay, if you want to do it that way, it's up to you, but maybe not. I don't know. It depends on your kids. So I've now got all my ing. Now I'm going to challenge my kids and I'm going to ask them, all right, boys and girls, what's the rule for make? So I am making breakfast. No, teacher, it's not making, it's M-A-K-I-N-G. Oh, you guys are so smart. Making. 3, 2, 1, go. Skating. 3, 2, 1, go. Waving, smiling. And make sure that you have all of these verbs on the board, because we're going to be using them later, and it helps to reinforce these things at an early stage with our kids. And then, of course, you will introduce the final rule over here. So we've got, we've got plus ing, we've got kill the E and add ing, and now we're going to have double the ending. So it'll be then running and then ing, cutting ing. Now, some of your students might say, teacher, why? Teacher, why is it S-W-I-M-M-I-N-G? Why is it not L-I-S-T-E-N-N-I-N-G? Now, you could explain to them that it's a single syllable word. You could explain to them that it's an E ending, but really there's no need to jump into the mechanics of it. Just let them understand that this is fact and move on quickly. Don't waste time on it. Help them understand that this is what it is and move on. Boom, done, job done. Now, I might do a couple of drills. I might say, all right, team number 1, stand up, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. And then I give them points. Team number 4, stand up, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. And then I'll give them points. Team number 2, stand up, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. All right, sit down. Team number 3, stand up, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 boom. And give them, maybe just to get like a bit of a chorus going, maybe a bit of drilling going, maybe a bit of fun. It just depends. I might do something like that. I also might not. But it does depend on their pronunciation ability, and it does depend on their mood, just to get them moving. Okay. Now, once I've given them points and whatnot over here, I will then move on to the next part of my lesson. And that will now be getting my students to, getting them to categorize. So I'll then say, all right, boys and girls, take a look at me. What here is make, and the kids will say, make, drink, listen, take. Boys and girls, what can I make? And now this is when our phrasal verbs come into play. So I'll then say, boys and girls, look at your page. Open up your books, go to page, whatever, whatever. And what can we make? Teacher, we can make a snowman. Yes, make a snowman. What else can we make? We can make a sandwich. Yes, make a sandwich. And give your kids their points, okay? Don't forget to give them their points while they're shouting out these answers. And then you're going to write down all of these things on the board. Now, if they add a few things that you haven't thought about, sure, why not? If you want to extend, sure, why not? I don't see the problem with that. And, for example, make your bed. Now, of course, the important thing is I make my bed, you make your bed. So the pronoun is something that you're going to maybe have to add in. If you're going to have to add it in, you might have to review. That'll take a lot of extra time. So maybe just stick with, my personal pronouns and my stuff, you know what I mean? But do be aware of that, okay? It can take up a little bit of extra time. All right, boys and girls, what can we drink? Teacher, you can drink soda. Teacher, you can drink coffee. You can drink tea. Yes, good job. Give them their points. Write it down. What can we listen to? Teacher, listen to you. Or ha ha ha, give you points, blah, blah, blah. Teacher, listen to dad. Yes, listen to my brother, my sister. Listen to the radio, listen to music, listen to a CD, listen to my teacher, whatever. Listen to whatever. Write it down. And then, of course, what you're going to do is you're going to write down the things that you think are important and you want the kids to use in the sentences. So again, we're helping them understand how the verb sits in the phrase. Take a photo, take a break, take a car. And this is a fantastic way on how to do it. All right. Now, with regards to the take one, of course, we're trying to make sure that our students are going to be prepared for the sentences that they're going to be speaking later. But for now, this is okay. If you want to get the kids to then write down words on the board over here, you could have team number 1 and team number 4. And of course, then you just shout out, I am drinking tea, and then they'll write down, I am drinking tea. And of course, then they get a point for that, whatever it might be. Sorry, I'll just write that down again. Let me just change the color. I am drinking tea. Okay, good job. Team number 1, you get that. Team number 4, you're too slow, so you get 0 points. You don't get anything on that one. Team number 2, team number 3, stand up, please. Okay, one person stands up. You are making a snowman, and they write it down. You are making a snowman, and then you are making a snowman. Give them the points, blah, 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 blah. And again, you're just trying to get them to understand how to use the phrasal verbs and the verbs in context. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it for now, teachers. I really do hope that you learned something with that quick fun activity. Do give it a try. Let me know how it works out. I'd love to know. And happy teaching.